Hi, welcome to this Learning with Loden. I'm really excited today. I have with me Aaliyah. I have Sergeant Hodap. A lot of you probably know Sergeant Hodap. He's been in the district for years and he's with ROTC. And then Aaliyah is one of our students that's in a new program we started just 4 years ago. Sergeant wanted to start an archery program, and to say the least, they've been at board meetings, and every year the students in archery are doing very well and competing nationally, not just locally. Sergeant, just if you will, tell us a little bit about the program, and then why is Aaliyah here today? Tell us that too.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the program's been around for 4 years. We started out with just a class within kind of the before and after school, and then we got a little bit more equipment, and then we actually created a class where all the students in the high school were able to attend, and so we started building upon that, and so each year we've grown quite a bit. We're actually going to be, next year we're going to be starting that again. We kind of took a break from the archery because we were kicking up robotics, so we had a full year of robotics this year, but next year we're going to pull it back a little bit. We're going to have 1 semester of robotics and a semester of archery so that we can continue that. Yeah, so that gives some opportunities there. And from what it looks like from the preliminary numbers, we're already going to be maxed out for the archery class, so we can tell there's definitely some interest in there. And so we moved along quite a bit. We moved from just standard what they call bullseye, and then now we actually shoot the 3D targets as well, so we're competing in that. And so last year we went out to Utah and we took first place overall in the bullseye event for the GRTC All Service Nationals, and Aaliyah was also part of that team as well last year, and she's grown quite a bit. She's been improving her scores, you know, after each individual competition that we go to, and she was one of the big things that she accomplished this year. She shot a 294 out of 300, which is very, very difficult to do. It's very hard to hit 290. So yeah, and so she's currently ranked second now in the state of Missouri. She was first place for quite a while, and towards the end of the season, then we had somebody shoot 295. So actually, I think now it's a 297 is what she actually shot. Now I'm thinking about it, and that's, I mean, to get even 3 points away, that means you got to shoot 30 arrows and only miss 3 points out of that, and from 10 meters and 15 meters. Doesn't sound like a long ways, but when you use the bows that we use, 15 meters is more like 50 meters with somebody that's using a compound bow. You know, so
I'm glad you pointed that out, because this is a sport. It's open to all students, correct?
It's open to all students.
So even though people see you know ROTC, I didn't ask, are you in ROTC?
I am.
But you don't have to be.
No.
So that doesn't mean they might try to recruit you to ROTC. But, so if you have a student out there that's interested, we do have a gap right now. We're trying to work on doing a better job with the junior high, having a feeder program. Yep. Mm-hmm. But this is open to all students. The bulk of the kids are going to be ROTC, but you can still be in. And the other thing is, this is not about money. You don't have to walk in with some fancy system. They all use the simple bows, and they're all the same.
We have our own bows. You don't have to buy a bow. A lot of people do buy a bow if they're going to be serious about and actually compete. It's not everybody that takes a class competes either. They just want to get the experience. So yeah, but, so it's definitely.
That's one thing we deviated on in Tupelo, whereas that previously we had a team that competed, and we kind of suspended the rules around weapons, so they couldn't have arrows, but a lot of them bought their own bows, so they could have their bows on the bus. The girls often have pink or purple bows, but they can give them for Christmas presents, and it's amazing how good the teams are when they have their own bow to practice with.
Yes, because it's the same bow every time. You can make your little minor fine-tuning, whereas with a common bow, you are kind of subject to somebody else having to use the same bow, so then you get used to it, and then they have to adjust a poundage or something like that. So we try to designate those people that actually want to compete, that designate them a bow, because we have like 30 bows, so we got plenty of equipment. So yeah.
And I haven't checked in a while, but I know when I was a high school principal, there was lots of rifle scholarships in college, archery scholarships. You got the Olympics, and it's just so different because in an area where you still have a lot of kids that hunt, it's not like hunting with a rifle, deer rifle. It's not like a bow you use for hunting. So it's a different way of shooting. It's a great skill for students to learn, and So I'd encourage you, if you're a student or a parent and your child's interested in archery, rifle, any of the things that ROTC offers, there's certain things you can do where you don't have to be an ROTC.
Right, and it's all inclusive. I don't care what disability you think you might have. I have seen all sorts of people with no arms. They'll use their teeth to pull the string back and shoot, and so it's an all-inclusive sport, and it's a sport for all ages as well. So, yeah.
Now I've got to ask you, Leah, what is your secret to being able to go like a 295, 294 range? That's almost perfection.
I kind of just have fun with it, because if you start taking something too seriously, you start to get in your head and like overthink what you're doing. And I notice some kids on our team do it too, and I try to get them to stop, because I used to be that way. Like, you get so hard on yourself, and then you start to think you can't do it. But if you just like have fun with it and enjoy what you're doing, then you kind of just like have free will, and you're like, oh, that wasn't even that bad. And you just like start to have, and like having fun with it's what gets you to like have that better score, because you're not thinking so much about the score as much as like just having fun with your team.
So is there any technique that you use that helps you just to relax and not worry or tense up?
I've noticed that I take more time than a lot of people, but I just like mainly breathe, and you have 2 minutes to shoot your 5 arrows every round. And so you kind of just like have to breathe and like do it on your own. You can't like just start shooting all of them so you're not the last one shooting. It's not.
Is it kind of, are you like a machine where you have your ritual and you do just step by step kind of a routine and flow?
It's like a great thing to have your own routine. I know me, I have to like push my glasses up every time I shoot, otherwise they get in my way. I've noticed that some people like shake their hands out or like shake their bow, like they mess with their string a few times. I've seen all kinds of things, but it's kind of just like when you get into that routine, it helps you to like shoot the same way every time.
You know, I think that's a common thing that you read about with your great athletes, like in golf, where you have to think a lot, where they have their rituals, they have their routines, they do it so much that they flow, or your athletes that play ball where they flow because they just do it so much they don't have to think. But if you think about it, you start tensing up and getting nervous. And then if you have a bad shot, letting it go and going to the next one.
Yep.
Of course, with a 290 plus, you don't have any bad shots.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people that can shoot in the 290. But Missouri is the second largest state in the nation, next to Kentucky, that shoots archery. Like I said, we're getting ready to go to the state championship here, so we have 7 archers that are going to compete in that, and there will be over 4,000 archers at that competition down in Branson.
That's a lot of kids.
Yeah, so from elementary all the way to high school, there'll be about 4,000 kids shooting, both bullseye and 3D, and you know, with a lot of like other states like Kansas has maybe, I mean, it's a huge difference. Kansas is maybe not even 300 archers maybe in the whole state that are going to compete. So it's tough to get. The thing about Missouri, it's tough to get to go to state, because you have to shoot, everybody in your team has to be able to shoot no less than a 260 out of 300 just to make it on the team. And so there are a lot of teams in the state of Missouri that won't get to compete this year, because even 260 is a pretty hard goal.
They're really good teams if they were in Kansas or other states.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a lot of really good shooters in the nation in general. You know, so. I mean, if you're on the boys' high school team, I mean, we got Aiden Perryman, who can shoot a 292, and he shot a 292 in the past, and I shot a 292 here in Hollister last week, and that ranks him in the 30s in Missouri.
Wow.
You know,
it's almost like going to Harvard, where everyone has a 4.0
right.
Going to Harvard.
Yeah. So it's pretty tough here in this state.
So I do want to thank both of you for being with me today. I do have one more question, because there will be some parents of junior high students that are coming up, and maybe they were at a school that had ROTC, but they're thinking of ROTC 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. If you're a parent or student and you're thinking about going to the high school, what are some of the neat things that ROTC has that maybe they didn't have when the parents were in school?
Obviously GRTC is a leadership course that we offer, but we don't focus on, it's a military themed class, but it's not that we focus on Army stuff. We focus more on developing teamwork and team building and participation in activities. We have a lot of different sports that we do. We have a lot of different teams that we have. So in addition to our archery class, we also do robotics, we do drones, which is becoming a huge thing here. And we also have an air rifle shooting team, and we have a fitness team called Raiders, and they do a lot. It's kind of like a Tough Mudder, where you're going under things, over
and
things.
And they go and compete.
And they compete all over the nation. They're going to go compete up in Rapid City over the Black Hills here the first week of May. And so they get to go around and see different things, and we do different events, like we take some kids to the state capitol so they can see what the goings on is in our state capitol, because one of our courses we have in JRC is government, stuff like that. So
I believe last year you went to Mississippi to Batesville. And
we did a drone competition down there.
It's funny because I was a high school principal there. You guys were there.
Yeah.
I know firsthand two things I've seen for the parents I love is your leadership team are usually going to be seniors,
Mm-hmm.
and they meet with Colonel and they lay out. I mean, it's amazing how they're planning. It's
staff,
just like
yep.
a leadership team you'd have my cabinet I have, or a leadership
Mm-hmm.
team in a business. And then the other thing is the drones. We see so many drones on TV, and you see drones flying, but your drones are the micro or mini drones.
Mm-hmm.
They have obstacle courses, and they're working in teams to fly them. And I don't know if I can do that or not. I have to have you guys to really help me, but it's a very high-tech, team-oriented process.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you have to be able to fly it as a pilot, and also be able to program it so it can complete certain tasks, and then you get points for it, and then you go against other teams throughout the nation and stuff. So.
I love that, because when you do the robotics and then you do the drones, that's real world learning. It's things you're going to be doing. I mean, the military uses these skill sets, but also the private sector too.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank both of you for being here today and for being on Learning with Loden. And hopefully, we are showcasing archery, but then at the same time talking about the other things that we offer in our ROTC programs. So thank both of you and enjoy
Appreciate
your.
it.
Well,